Chapter 65. Success is the fruit of effort. The astute merchant. Long ago, there were two merchants who always crossed a narrow mountain pass with dry goods loaded on their backs. One day, one of them plopped down on a rock by the roadside. "Exhausting, isn't it?" he sighed. "Let's rest for a while. You know, if only this pass weren't so high, we could cross it easily and make more money." He looked up balefully at the steep pass. "I disagree," replied his companion. "In fact, I wish this pass were higher and steeper." "You do?" said the first man in astonishment. "Whatever for? Do you enjoy suffering? How strange!" His companion explained. "If this pass were easy to cross, everybody would use it to do business, and our profits would go down. If it were higher and steeper, no one but us would cross it, and our business would prosper even more." Successful tradesmen must be not only astute in business, but bold in endeavor. Success is the fruit of one's effort. All that comes easily is poverty and shame. The harder the task, the more glorious the triumph. It's a short story, and it's very simple, but it's always very deep and inspiring, and it sounds very much counterintuitive, but if we read it carefully, there is a very important truth. We think we know the law of cause and effect, but sometimes we need to question ourselves. Do I really understand it or not? The statement of the law of cause and effect looks very simple and then easy. It looks easy to understand, but if once we apply it to our daily life, suddenly we find a lot of difficulty. The line says, "All that comes easily is poverty and shame." First, when I read this line for the first time, it didn't make sense to me so quickly. But little by little, this short line started to resonate with me deeply, because our true nature always tells us we want to take it easy and relax and take an easy path. But we need to have a fight against this instinct, against this drive, and work hard. So, joining this online recitation meditation is not easy, and it's also, of course, a good deed, but the good effect doesn't come back so quickly. So sometimes we want to question, is there any meaning to continue this? But the good effect, something that is totally unexpected, will surely come back. The longer it takes, the greater the good effect. It is said that the good effect will come back with interest. It's like a deposit in the bank. The longer we keep it in the bank, the bigger the interest. Of course, these days, interest rate is very low, so it's still, we might complain, it's still small interest. But it's just an analogy. We are planting seeds or making a deposit in Buddha's bank. So in the future, we will harvest or receive a big return. It's a spiritual return. Of course, there will be some material return too. Our spiritual joy and spiritual effort will also be accompanied by material gain. Sometimes it comes back to us from totally unexpected direction. And we are not making our effort on our spiritual journey in order to gain material return. It's like, excuse me, if a farmer harvests rice, they can also have some byproduct. When farmer harvest rice, they can also harvest straws, and they use the rice stalk for a lot of different purposes. The farmers do not raise rice plants in order to harvest rice stalk. It's a byproduct. But also byproduct can be very great, and they can utilize the rice stalk and make more profit. Okay, so let's keep this in mind and work hard every day. The harder the task, the more glorious the triumph. Good job, everybody, to continue this spiritual practice.